Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. The housing market is absolutely doomed. It is going to fall like a rock in the ocean. Guys, what is happening? Jerome Powell today, literally like a few hours ago, I don't know when you're watching this video, but he basically said we are in basically deep SHIT. Why? Because we have a massively strong jobs market right now, and it is keeping inflation super duper duper high. What is happening? Basically, right now we have 9 job openings for every one person that applies. We haven't had this much employment in decades, and at the end of the day, more people that are working, more people that are making money, keeping all the prices high. Another thing is wages are up. So everything is just getting really expensive. People are making more money. But you know what? It's kind of like a double-edged sword, because with inflation, sure, a lot of people are making more money, but it's costing a lot more to, live our regular lives. So it's basically sucking those profits for the same products that we would have been buying when wages were a little bit lower. Now, yes, we do want higher wages. I think everybody likes to make a little bit more money, but when the price of milk and eggs is through the roof, it doesn't really matter how much. They're not raising the wages to the same levels as what the prices are in the stores, right? Now, housing is incredibly expensive right now. Rent is incredibly expensive. And what are these new rate hikes going to do? So I think it's going to absolutely crush the housing market, and it's probably going to start crushing the employment market. So we're going to start seeing some layoffs. I'm going to just read a little bit of what Jerome Powell has been saying. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, this just came out, but basically, let me read. As I mentioned, the latest economic data have come in stronger than expected, which suggests that the ultimate level of interest rate hikes is likely to be higher than previously anticipated. We are basically, the United States economy is running really hot right now, and everyone is scared. They don't want to see this balloon out of control. There's other things that are working in the back that could make this even a worst case scenario for the American economy. I'm going to show you another article in just a second, but let's just read a little bit more of what Jerome Powell is saying. Although inflation has been moderating in recent months, the process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go, and it is likely going to be bumpy. Okay, when people like Powell say the words bumpy, markets do not like that. If you're seeing the stock market today, it is definitely crashing. It's nothing crazy, nothing like not a huge crash, but basically it's crashing because of this word right here, bumpy. This person, okay, Jerome Powell, has a lot of power in the economy. Simple words like saying the word bumpy can make the stock market just drop like a rock, right? So that's what's basically happening. Now here, let me keep reading. Look at this. In January, the economy added a blockbuster 517,000 jobs. Consumer spending increased by a robust 1.8, and inflation picked up more than anticipated. That is the issue. People are making more money, people are spending more money, and everything is just all out of whack. Look at this. Jerome Powell said, some of this reversal likely reflects the unseasonably warm weather in January in much of the country. From the broader perspective, inflation has moderated somewhat since the middle of last year. Sure, I agree, but definitely not enough. So where are we seeing rates go up to? Well, check this out. We're probably going to hit somewhere between 5.5 to 5.75 in July. Some say we could even reach 6% by July, which is going to just be awful. That is probably going to make the mortgage interest rates above 8%, most likely, maybe even hit it, closer to 10. And you could see what that's definitely going to do to the housing market. Now, if the rates keep going up, we know that the summer months is when the housing market gets really hot. So is it going to do its regular course? I definitely think it is. But is it going to beat last year's levels, or is it going to come way below that? We're just going to have to wait and see. Now, check this out. What is another lingering problem that we have? This is bad news, guys. Now, the US unfortunately owes a lot of money, and because they owe so much money, they have to keep raising the debt limit every year. Now, this is money that we already spent, that basically we need to get this approved by Congress. But since we have a divided House and the Republicans are in control and we're so like polarized right now, either side doesn't want to give in. So what is happening? Basically, the House has to vote on the debt limit, and the House is ran by Republicans, and the Republicans only are going to vote for the debt limit increase if the debt ceiling, if the Democrats can agree to massive government spending cuts. So here's the problem: if we do not raise that debt limit and we default on our loans, it is going to completely destroy the U.S. economy, because we're basically going to have a lower credit score and we're going to have to pay higher interest on the money that we owe. And that is bad news. Now, here's the flip side. If the Democrats give in to the Republicans' demand to massively cut spending, that will also trigger a recession, because remember, the money that the government spends on the economy, it gets recycled back into the economy. What does that mean? Just think about it very simply. Let's just say, for example, food stamps, right? Imagine if the government cuts, government spending on food stamps, then that money that goes to people so they can go and buy groceries. Well, now those people are not going to have that money to go buy groceries. So then the grocery store is going to make less money. So you could see how, yes, cutting government spending, right? It is good, but at the same time, it does, suck money out of the economy, which in result could also trigger a crash. So what is going to happen come June? It is going to be a complete mess, because right now the Republicans are trying to position themselves to win in 2024. The Democrats are, in power somewhat because they have the White House and the Senate. They don't have the House, but they have a little bit of power there. They want to look good for the American people. The best thing for the Democrats would be to pass the debt ceiling, the debt limit, and not have spending cuts. That's what they want, right? Obviously, that the Republicans are not going to give them an inch. This is going to be a fight that could definitely impact every single one of us. It could definitely impact the housing market, and it could impact the overall economy. This will not be good. I hope they do pass it, because could you imagine right now having high interest rates from the Federal Reserve? Then we don't pass this debt limit, then our credit goes down, and now we're paying higher interest rates. Regardless of how you look at it, it is not looking good, and I'm just kind of bracing here, and I'm hoping for the best. But one thing we do know right now, I think my honest opinion is that they are going to pass the debt limit, and I think that the Republicans do not want to be known as the party that is going to crash the economy. They probably rather kick the can down the road. It's almost better to vote for it and then just talk crap about the Democrats, about spending and whatnot, than actually be the ones that vote no on the debt limit. And they get seen as the party that basically, crashed the economy. So I don't think that the Republicans are going to do that. They're acting tough right now. I just don't see them going all the way through with it. They do want to look like they want to push the Biden administration against the wall and, have their demands be heard. But at the same time, you got to think about the entire country at this point, and where things are going with the Federal Reserve, it just might get a little scary. So I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to all work out, because I guess, for me, this is just a lot of posturing in general. So I have a feeling that yes, we are going to have high interest rates. That is going to slow down the economy, and especially crash the housing market. But I think as a whole, I'm looking for a soft landing. Now, Jerome Powell did say a bumpy road, but hopefully, we could kick it into 4x4 and we could get through this, bumpy areas easier. And I'm really just hoping for the best. I'm hoping for some prices to come down, and hopefully I could snatch myself up a few properties. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.